Welcome. This is an exercise developed by the psychology team at the Royal Women's Hospital. In this exercise, we'll be working on slowing our thoughts and relaxing our bodies. Make sure you are sitting or lying down somewhere safe and comfortable. Please don't listen to this exercise while you're driving. Everything I say will be an invitation, not a direction. Do what is most comfortable for you. When we are worried or anxious, we often think that the answer is to think more, to analyse things, to sort them out. But actually, what often works better is to think less. So that is what we're going to try out today. We're going to shift our attention away from thoughts. We're going to focus on our breath and our body instead of our thoughts. So let's start by inhabiting our bodies. Allow your attention to wander around your body. You can do this by moving, twisting, and stretching. Wake up your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your shoulders gently. Stretch your neck. Close your eyes or have a soft gaze down toward the floor. Take a deep breath in and let it all the way out. Allow your shoulders to drop away down from your ears. I'd like you to bring your attention to how you're holding yourself. This is usually not in our conscious awareness. Sometimes we can hold ourselves so tightly that if we removed the chair, we might stay in the same position. We're holding ourselves tightly, as though we're poised for action. You don't need to leap into action now. Instead, I invite you to sit gently upright, but not rigidly so. Imagine that your head is like a helium-filled balloon, gently floating above your shoulders. Your spinal cord is like a string that falls straight but not rigid, extending all the way down your back. I invite you to notice the tension in your body and to let go a little, to soften and sink into the chair. As you're doing this, you'll probably notice thoughts coming and going in your mind. This is completely normal. We can't stop thoughts entering our mind, nor do we need to. When we notice thoughts, what we generally do is react to them. We see them as messages that we need to respond to. We take them and run with them. We can disappear down rabbit holes chasing them. We often take the thought as evidence that something is going to happen. However, not all of our thoughts are true. Some are actually generated by our distress. They are often random ideas, and they don't deserve our attention. During this practice, I invite you to simply notice the thoughts. Allow them to come and go. Try not taking on board what they say. Try not believing them. If you'd like to, you can label them or file them. That can be a good way of helping to step back from them. It gives you a bit of space between yourself and the thought. So try noticing the thought, labeling it, and then letting it go. That's a worry. That's a prediction. I'll file that and let it go. Keep gently bringing your attention back to your body. It's a bit like catch and release when you're fishing. You don't have to take everything home with you. We are going to move now to really settling our attention in our bodies. Notice the weight of your body in the chair, the weight of your feet on the floor, the weight of your hands in your lap. Allow your body to soften, to sink, to rest. Now I'd like you to bring your attention to your breath. Try breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Experience your breath. Feel it, hear it. We can use the breath to anchor us and to help us connect with our bodies. I'd like you to place your hands on your diaphragm, just below your rib cage, with your middle fingers touching. I invite you now to take your breath right down into your diaphragm. You'll notice that your fingers come apart slightly when you breathe in. This is how you'll know that you're breathing deeply right down into the diaphragm. Sometimes when our minds are racing, it's not necessarily just the thoughts that are the problem, but the speed at which they are racing around in our minds, ricocheting all over the place. It can feel chaotic and stressful. Breathing down into our diaphragm helps slow the process down. It can slow the pace of everything, and it can make those thoughts feel a bit more manageable. We can think about our breath as being like the soundtrack to our lives. It's there all the time in the background, and it sets an emotional tone, but we don't always take notice of it. It's a bit like the soundtrack to a film. The soundtrack plays in the background. It cues you that something scary is going to happen before it does. You're not really listening to the music, but it triggers an emotional response. Often you feel scared. Our breath is like that. When it's rapid and high in our chest, it can also prime us like a soundtrack. It sets a tone of agitation and anticipation. We can become more conscious of our breath, our personal soundtrack. We can move it from the background to the foreground where we can influence it. What we're doing now is shifting our attention to the breath and using it to reset our emotional tone. Breathing slowly and deeply can be our body's way of saying to our brain, everything is okay. Breathe in through the nose, down into the diaphragm, then exhale completely, emptying and blowing through your mouth. Thoughts are still coming and going, but we're allowing them to pass through. Notice them and let them go. Catch and release. Breathe out so that you can hear it. When we breathe slowly and deeply like this, our breath is like a wave at the beach. Waves are calming, partly because we can't hurry them. A wave has its own pace, and you just sit next to it while it's doing its own thing. Our breath can be like that for us. Continue breathing slowly in through the nose, down into the diaphragm, and out through the mouth. This is a lovely, slow process that we are just sitting beside, creating a pace that is gentle and slow. Think of your breath as being like a lovely, gentle, slow rocking for your baby. Now I want you to move your hands around on your tummy. As you do that, think about the fact that you're caressing your baby, holding your baby, imagining your baby. Take another deep breath, hold, and gently release. With each breath, notice your thoughts from this quiet distance we've created. Observe them rather than holding them tight. And now, with each out-breath, let them go, blow them away. Now gently bring your attention back into the room. Notice the sounds around you and the air in the room. When you're ready, open your eyes and gently move your body. Take a moment to reflect on how you're feeling. What's happening inside you right now? As you go through your day, you might benefit from using your body and your breath as anchors. They can help you to slow things down and to step back from worry and anxiety. To build this skill, we recommend you listen to this guided exercise a few times. As you get better at this, you'll be able to use your breath and your body to calm yourself and create space between you and your worries and thoughts. In doing this practice today, you have taken a really important step. You are building a skill set that is going to make a really big difference to how you manage your pregnancy and how you manage the normal stress and worry of being a parent. Please return to this exercise as often as you like to support you in building these important skills.